Hello, welcome back to Federalism, and let's continue our topic. As I said, we are going to learn about how federalism is practiced in India. Can you see these two maps? Yes, one is of 1947, the other one is of 2016. There's a big change in both of them. If you check carefully, you will see definite boundaries of the states are moving here and there. There are new states which are coming up here, and there are some old states which have literally vanished. But obvious, कुछ पुराना erase करोगे तभी तो नया कुछ आएगा. So now see, how is this state came in India? When I say the word linguistic, that means states formed on the basis of language. For example, Gujarat came up for Gujarati speaking. Maharashtra came up for Marathi speaking people. Now on what basis did they decided that we have to come up with the linguistic states? See, when we got independence, there was a problem. Our nationalist leaders started thinking, let's divide the country on the basis of language. But then what's the problem? Problem is, if I divide, don't you think this divide word itself is a negative one? कि country के टुकड़े होंगे. And this was the fear. But still, they went on with their gut feeling and they divided the state on the basis of language as well as on culture. Now when I say culture, the northeastern states of our country are divided on the basis of culture and geographical differences. So that's why these states, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, Assam and all, they have the tribal people, tribal population. So that is their culture, which is very different from the other part of our country. Now here in the central part or in the western part of the country, language dominates, and that's why the states were created on the basis of language. So there was no problem once the states were actually formed on the basis of language. You can see actually it gave a opposite result. They were worried that this will divide the country, but no, it actually united. And now don't you see ki how proud do we feel being Marathi or being Gujarati? This is how we have federalism and we formed our state on the basis of language. Let's see what was the next thing came up. So it's language policy. Recently, or you might have seen in news, in schools you celebrate Hindi Divas. Now there was some problem when we got independent. The problem was which language should be official or which language should be made national language. I'll again take you back to power sharing. श्रीलंका में कुछ प्रॉब्लम था? नहीं, श्रीलंका में प्रॉब्लम नहीं था. लैंग्वेज का इशू था, पॉलिटिकल कुछ. क्या इशू था? They made Sinhala as their official and national language. Now can we do that in our country? जहाँ पर कोस पे बोली बदलती है? We cannot. So what happened? We first came up as Hindi our official language, but then there was a problem. Problem was the southern speakers, the people in South India who speak Kannada, Malayalam and the other languages did not find it comfortable. So there were clashes, especially Tamil Nadu and Tamil people. They raised their voice against the Hindi being official language. So to have the comfort of all the people across the country, we do not have any national language. We have Hindi as an official language and English to support with. Now we move ahead and check out ki how is our center and state relationship. Now you can have this part divided into two things. One before 1990 and the other one after 1990. See, in your textbook you will have a very interesting picture on left hand side of your page wherein Indira Gandhi is actually distributing power to the other states. बहुत सब लॉजिक लगा सकते हो. इंदिरा गांधी representing center and when she is giving power to the others, that means the state governments are not having that much of power. लॉजिक ये था बेटा कि state government के पास power था, but they never knew what kind of power do they have and they were not actually ready to use those powers before 1990. But then after 1990, the state parties became very prominent and important and they got to know how much power do they have and what important role they can play in politics. Since 1990, you won't believe, it's a fact and you can see it, that every government which has been formed at center is because of the support of the state parties. Like if I go to Maharashtra, you have Shiv Sena, very predominant state party. Then if you go to down south, you have DMK, AIDMK. बेटा साउथ में बीजेपी और कांग्रेस उतने इंपॉर्टेंट पार्टीज नहीं हैं जितने कि ये स्टेट पार्टीज हैं. सो दैट शोज की डिफरेंस क्या आया है सेंटर और स्टेट के बीच में. नाउ लेट्स मूव अहेड एंड चेक इट आउट. कि what steps did we took for the decentralization of power. That's our major topic and that's our next topic. पहले आप टॉपिक को समझो. Decentralization. Centralization means everything concentrated at one place. Decentralization means taking the power to the next level or going down to the lowest level. The more you share, the more you care. That's what sharing is caring. ये कभी तो सुना था मैंने. कोई बात नहीं. Let's come to decentralization. Now, after 1992, it was compulsory to have local elections. अब मैं आपको questions पूछते रहूँगा. So, if you have elections, who is going to conduct the election? But obvious, it has to be State Election Commission. Now, if State Election Commission is conducting the election, there is something which we always do for our weaker section of society. We do reserve seats for them, and the weaker section of society is SC and ST and other backward classes, including women. Do remember about this. Now, at least when the seats are reserved in local panchayat election, there has to be some share given to the women. Also, whenever you are having the power given to the local government, it should always come from the state government. Simply they are talking about panchayats don't have their own power. They get power from their state. Now, I come to the next part which actually talks about panchayat or how this local government functions, the third level of our government. In the third level, the lowest is panchayat. So if I am one village, people within the village will elect one sarpanch. Now this elected sarpanch will have gram sabha. Understand the word gram sabha. Gram means one village. Sabha means meeting. So all of us, all the villagers will come together, sit and attend this gram sabha and look forward for the welfarement of our village. But ये direct democracy है, something which used to happen in Greece, something which used to happen in Athens. So पंचायत के ऊपर अगर आप जाते हो, then you forms mandal or samiti. So these villages come together to form panchayat samiti or a block. You can have around 20 to 25 villages in one block. 2 or 3 blocks will come together to form one district, and for that district we call Zilla Parishad. Zilla is nothing but it's a district. Now see, from the district you can have 2 sets of people who can be elected to assembly as well as to the parliament. One is MLA, member of legislative assembly, and the other one is MP. So remember these 2 gentlemen who are coming from the Zilla. Now I go a little ahead and find out what happens in cities. If you are in mega metropolis cities like Delhi, Kolkata, Bombay, see, cities are again divided exactly like what happens in country. So they will be divided into small blocks and then people will be elected from these blocks. The party which gets maximum votes forms the government or the chairs the municipality. Now the head of the state, sorry, herein it's not a state. When I say the word state, herein it is a city. So head of the city is mayor. Now he is a political head, understand, but he is an elected one. Now I take up to the next part and talk about this system. See, this is one of the largest experiment done in the world. Now why I say the largest experiment? When you have around 36 lakh elected sarpanch, it's a big number. It's bigger than some of the smaller countries' population. But how successful it is? Sorry to say, there are some drawbacks, some hindrances, but still we are progressing. The hindrances are, the elections are not regularly taking place. The Gram Sabhas are not meeting. They have to meet regularly to bring some big changes at local level. Those changes at local level will move up to the state level and then the whole country will progress and change. But at least we have taken a step ahead. We have started sharing power. We have federal form of government. We have 3 tiers of government. Hope so we'll have new one and the next one. This is what your chapter is, Federalism. I'll see you in the next module with the next chapter. By the time, keep revising and keep smiling. Thank you.